Hi, welcome back to Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. As you know, I've got a few projects on. One of the projects that I was going to put off till later was my base station. However, I need my base station. Trying to set up FPV using your goggles is a bit tricky. I don't like it. So I need to get my base station built. This is the current state of my base station. As you can see, it's pretty much in a bad way. So I bought one of these, which is the Quanum Diversity 5.8 GHz video receiver, and I have to sort this mess out. Right, first of all, what have I got? I got one of those little toolboxes. I put a tripod mount on the bottom. That's where the aluminium plate, I've been looking for that everywhere. Right, that's ready to go. Now I used some Corex to make some bits and bobs to make a base for it, and what I did, I bought myself this DVR. As you can see, it's an old SD card, and what I've done is it automatically on power up it starts recording. Now the idea of this is every time I power up it starts recording, therefore all my flights should be recorded, so if I did have an incident I can just refer it back to the SD card. Simples. So what started all of this is I saw this on Hobby King. It was £40, £38 something, and it was the Quanum 5.8 GHz diversity receiver, and I thought it's time, because I had this, I think it's an old Boss Cam one, and I think it's 32 channel, no details. I had this there, but obviously it doesn't pick up race bands, so the plan was to get that one and pick up all the channels, including race band. I'd bought myself one of these monitors, which is basically a monitor that you can put in the back seat of a car, building the panel. They're pretty universal in the automotive trade. A lot of people buy them just to put in the headrests, etc. So as you can see, it's got a box mount in. So what I did, I cut out some Corex to mount this in to go in the lid, and it's got a bit scruffy. There it is. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have that flushed in, I may as well have the receiver flushed in. However, after cutting it all out, I realised, how am I going to get the plugs in the bottom if I ever want to plug in my headset? Do I really want to have a socket on the front? I could do. So I got to do a bit of an adaptation. I'm going to cover this with carbon fibre film as well, so it looks nice. So this basically is going to sit in there. And there it is. As you can see, that's sort of semi-flushed. I had to do the recess there so I can get access to the sockets, because if I want to fly off it I can plug in there. So quite simple. I've got on the base, I've got the DVR, so I've used the existing base. I'm going to recover this in carbon fibre just to make it look nice. And this is the battery bay. So basically plug the battery in. I've got a switch there as a master switch. All I need to do is switch it on, and then it initializes. As you can see, the first thing it'll do is come into the video recorder, so it's initializing the SD card. And if you look at the menu, it's showing that there's two diversity channels. The one with the red LED next to it both blue, showing that they got signals, but the one with the red LED is the one channel that's active and receiving. If I press the button, you get a menu. I'll zoom in so you can see. So if I press the button and channel scan, away to go. And then now it's looking for a video transmission. And it's found, if you look at the frequencies, is found, I believe that's on Fat Shark 6, my wing that's outside in the garden. So just you know, it's a nice bit of kit. There are some other functions. I'm going to try and hold the camera steady. You can go into the menus, you can see the where it is, you can manually tune. This is like a joystick, so you can step through. If I go into the diversity, you can actually set what channels you want the diversity to be. So if, say, you wanted the Fat Shark band, which I have no clue, is on the A channels, then I could go through Fat Shark 6, by pressing the button down, 5, 4, oh, it's going to race band, I'll go back up, then go through the channels. So it's quite an easy way of navigating through the channels. And you've got the 8 channels, so, and it scrolls through the bands, so in this case Fat Shark 6. So from this point on, Fat Shark 6 will be the choice. It remembers the channel, so every time you start it back up, it goes back through to it. Now you can also set an independent channel. So you can have antenna 1 on one channel, antenna 2 on the other channel. If you do, you can use these 2 sockets, so it's effectively 2 separate receivers. Might come in handy, don't know why, whether I'll use it, but so that's another feature. There's the spectrum analyzer. So it's actually scanning and looking at the other signals that's coming through. You can see that there's spiking on the different steps through the bands. And then skip low RSSI. Oh, there is a screen too. Battery, you can set the battery voltage. For low alarms, it does beep. I think got a cat attacking my wing. What you doing, cat? The motor's twitching. I'll freak the cat out. Right, I've actually moved the wing now. It's actually in the house, so I've got a bit of so I'm going to now do a channel scan. See if it accurately finds the strongest channel. Oop, and there it is. And if you look at the frequency, I think you'll find 5840 is Fat Shark 6. Right, so I'm on diversity, and I'm showing I'm on Fat Shark 6, and I take this antenna off. It immediately detects a bad signal and goes over to that channel. So I've still got the picture. If I put the picture back, the antenna back in, it's still got a good picture. If I screen that, it immediately jumps over to the other picture. So if I screen that one, so if you've got a patch antenna and you fly behind yourself and effectively cause a screen, it'll jump over to the other antenna. Very simple, very effective, and seems to work quite well. Yep, really pleased with that. So all I got to do now is finish it off and box it up. But no, I'm quite pleased with this. Oh, one thing I've done is, because there's a risk of this falling over, what I've done, I've stuck a little rubber grommet in there and glued it in. And somewhere here I have a rod. If I stick the rod in there and hook it in there, that won't fall over. So what I could do is put a screen around here to give me a bit of a shade so screen, and I'm going to actually make a little cowl, like a triangle cowl, and when I collapse it, it should fit on here. So that's all I got to do. Put some film over there, and I got a stunning ground station. And what I would recommend is, obviously I got the battery in there, is to have something like one of these plugged into your battery, so if it does go low battery and you don't check that out, then at least you've got an alarm to tell you that it's low battery. So and that's it. So that's my Diversity base station, and yeah, there it is in all its glory. Now it's all carbon fibre. Obviously under there is the DVR, in there is some of the connections and the remote control, some little the keepsake, and in there is the battery. So what else would you need? Diversity receiver from Hobby King, £40. The monitor is no audio, obviously no speakers. It's purely it's an automotive product. You can find them on eBay. They're normally about £20 or cheaper. The DVR I bought from Hobby King. Can't remember how much I bought it for. Got a while ago. I think it was about 30 odd pounds. And it's got a remote control, which is conveniently slotted there. And put a switch on there, a rocker switch from the car accessory shop, and easy peasy. And obviously the link cables, which are these, to link the antennas. I will put a nice set of antennas which I can store in the battery bay for transit. So, and obviously this then was conveniently the right size, ready to rock and roll. Here's my old wing. It's old, quite new, but I did have a Hornet. However, I wanted the servos out of it. That is now my Hornet. No. However, I've got a replacement, so I managed to get it cheap, and this is going to be my next build, next wing, once I finish the other one. So you know what you got to do. You got to buy one and build it. Do it. You know you want it. Thank you very much for watching Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. Please tune in soon for another exciting episode in John's shed.